Hey guys, this is your friend Iggy back again. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the performance of the Asrock Challenger Radeon RX 5500XT 8GB card. I'm going to be showing you the performance in games like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Fortnite, Borderlands 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and Doom Eternal. I'm going to be showing you frames per second and temperatures and all that. Now in Doom Eternal, I'm not able to show you the temperatures. Afterburner doesn't show me that, but either way, it has its own internal frames per second counter. At least I can show you that. So aside from that, they're going to be at 1080p. That is the most popular resolution, even though this is a 4K monitor, and this card is a 1080p monster, utilizing AMD's latest RDNA architecture and AMD's Fidelity FX cast that allows for dynamic image sharpening without a loss of performance. Since I am running through a capture card, I'm not able to show you the performance improvement of FreeSync 2, which the card and the monitor can take advantage of, and I will be at 60 Hz, but regardless, you'll see the performance of the games at least at 60 Hz. So let's jump into it real quick. All right, so first one on the list is going to be Shadow of the Tomb Raider. All right, so I'll just, actually before I go in the game, I'll go into options, display graphics, show you guys 1920 by 1080 at DX12, full screen on, exclusive full screen. Here we can see the video card. 60 Hz because we're using the capture card. VSync off, AMD Fidelity FX cast on, and HDR unfortunately because of the capture card we can't turn on at the moment. Graphics set to the very highest. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the game real quick. Alright, so on the top left hand corner of the screen we can see all the pertinent GPU information, the thermals, the percentage of the GPU being used. Right now it's at 99%. The GPU itself is at 56 degrees, while the edge temperature is at 70 degrees. We can see we're at 57 frames per second. And that is a bit low, though it will pick up in a second. There we go. I don't know why it starts off real slow, or real low, I should say. You heal up real quick, like super quick.
That's part of the wreckage. Jonah!
Graphics look beautiful. I've actually never seen that before. And I'm just making sure to go by all the scenery so you guys can take it in, how beautiful it looks. Everything just flows nice and smoothly.
Plane! Jonah, are you there? killed.
Hey, do you know what happened to Miguel?
He didn't make it. What's wrong with your arm?
Some sort of parasite. I was looking for some wormwood, but it doesn't grow around here.
Let me see.
Oh, hey, what are you doing?
If we leave it in there, it'll only get worse. Sit.
Sure you know what you're doing?
I had something similar happen to me when I was a child in Egypt. I won't lie, it's gonna hurt.
You think that storm from earlier was the storm? The one from the mural?
I don't know.
I think maybe we should stop and take stock. We've been pushing so hard forward. Flying into that storm.
I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
Well, I should have insisted we turn back. I mean, I get it. You lock onto a problem and everything else just disappears.
Jonah.
Hey, I'm with you. It's my choice.
So while they're getting their thing on, aside from playing it, recording it for you guys with the hardware at 1920 by 1080, mind you, I've been playing at 1920 by 1080 with FreeSync enabled at HDR, and not only is it much more smooth, the frame rate is around the same, honestly, with the resolution and all the settings we have and the card, but with FreeSync enabled and HDR, everything just feels so much more smooth. Feels so much more smooth and looks more lively. It's kind of funny how much of a difference HDR makes. I didn't think it did before till I got it. And FreeSync definitely does make a difference.
Thanks.
We should go. If we can find Kawakyaku, we can rest for the night.
Sounds good.
So it might be a little while before we actually get to some action here, but this is, if anything, to give you a good example on how at least Tomb Raider is going to play. So let's go on to the next game. Let's check out Fortnite. All right, so now that we're in the game, just want to show you my settings real quick. 1920 by 1080. I don't know why we went to window full screen, but whatever. Frame rate limit unlimited. Everything set to epic here. VSync is off, and I do have DX12 beta. She's looking as beautiful as Fortnite will look like. So we're DX12 frames per second. We're anywhere between, ooh, we bumped down to 35 for a split second. I actually haven't seen that. But we're anywhere between mid 70s and upper 80s. This is no indicator of my skill. I just want to show you the performance of the card. But I felt like I had to say that. Alright, still we're in the 80s. Temperature-wise, GPU's in the upper 60s. The edge temps, they're going to range anywhere from 80s and 90s. By the way, you can see my full system spec in the description below, in case you're interested to compare with your own system.
Trusty steed? Ha-ha!
Oh well. On to the next game. So we saw during the gameplay, frames per second dipped for a split second to 35, but for the most part they were in between the lower 50s, and I never saw the higher ones, but I would assume low 70s. Alright, now let's jump to some Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Now this one is still pretty new to me. I haven't played it a whole lot, but actually we can see it is using Vulkan and it's working fine with Afterburner. So it's not a Vulkan issue on Doom Eternal. Let me show you the settings real quick. Alright, full screen, 16:9, 1920 by 1080. Again, because of the capture card, 60 Hz. We are playing at very high. We do have fidelity FX sharpening enabled. Everything very high here. And VSync off. Alright, let's jump back into the game. Hopefully we can get some good action here soon. Graphics are beautiful in this game also.
Like that. These guys are supposed to be legends. I can't believe that we took them out so easy. Those wrecks are sick. You see them blow? Come to my island, man. Nothing could have survived that shit.
You say that, then some spry asshole pops out of the mud and slits your throat. And I'm not gonna help.
What the? Hostile contact! Light him up!
Shit.
Grenade! Grenade! Shit, take cover! Take cover!
So now we're in the 70s. GPU temp is great. Edge temp is actually pretty low, though we are using 99% of the GPU.
Stormcloud 1-1, this is Weaver, come in, over. This is Weaver, come in, over.
Anything?
Ugats. Contact, contact.
Sorry, Weaver.
Walker. What the hell are you doing?
Alright, well, this isn't a walkthrough. I just wanted to show you the performance of it. So let's move on to the next game. Let's do some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
You're needed today. Got Bravo. Hostiles have Alpha. Domination. Capture and defend the forward operator. You're needed at B. We're on Alpha, stand by. Losing B. Get those positions, we're being dominated. Friendly care package inbound. Securing A. We captured Alpha. Securing Bravo. Losing Alpha. Securing Bravo. Allied cluster strike inbound. Enemy holds all objectives. Retake those points.
You can see the frame rate on this guy was amazing. The gameplay though, my personal gameplay, not so much. But 60s for the GPU, 77 for the edge temps. Actually, let's get back into it for a sec.
Enemy care package inbound. Assist your team at A. They've got two objectives. Keep it. Hostiles at Alpha. Go. Enemy
go.
personal radar in the air. Get those positions. We're being dominated. We're on Charlie. Stand by. Securing A. We're losing this fight. Securing A. Enemy personal radar in the air. It's over. We're RTB. Move
We
out.
were defeated, but that's okay. I wanted to show you the performance. I think I did. The card performs great on this game. So let's move on to the next. All right, we are doing some Borderlands 3 now. All right, so before we start playing, go into the visuals, full screen, target display. That's my capture card, 1920 by 1080, resolution 100% scale. We'll go down here. Oh, actually, we'll go up here. Advanced DX12. We are at medium. Let's try high. See what happens there. Did it stick? It did. Okay. And I don't need to go there. All right, so let's start the game. Let's go to continue. Alright, here we are in the 50s. Upper 50s. And now we're in the 60s. Oh my god, I didn't realize so many would come out now. It's been a long time since I played this game. Good boy. Okay, now we're in the 70s. Don't hurt my boy. Good boy. He came out of nowhere.
It's time to fight! The hunt sings! Excellent kill, boy.
Good boy. Fight!
Another! More!
Greetings, Vault Hunter. I am Sir Hammerlock, and I require you to hunt and kill things for me. You see, the Borderlands are full of rare and dangerous specimens. I will pay you top dollar for their trophies. Lavender Crawley is the matriarch of the Crawley family, a bloodline of particularly snooty markets.
Oh, what happened? Oh well, I gave up on that one. But awesome performance in Borderlands 3. So it went as low, actually just went as low as 43s, but that's going through the time warp again. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, that was the CPU temperature. The GPU temperatures, or drawing a blank, sorry guys. Frames per second is in the 50s right now. Alright, but anyway, show you the performance here, and it actually did a great job. So let's jump to the next game. Let's do some Doom Eternal. All right, right now we are at 1,000 something frames per second. Now that is, and you know what, this didn't work a minute ago. So Doom has its own frames per second reader there. This didn't work before, so I'm curious to see if there's going to be a difference between that and that. Yeah, big difference. Okay, it went away. Now, let me go to a new one. Alright, so we can see FPS is in the hundreds. And let's go over to settings. Now this game surprises me. The graphics are amazing. 1920 by 1080. HDR is off only because of the capture card, but we are under Ultra Nightmare, which is the highest setting. We are using Vulkan, so I'm sure that makes a huge... Oh, that's right. Sorry, batteries just died on the camera. So here we go. I love this game because of how fast-paced it is. Mind you, we're in the trial now, but still, even the trial is kind of fast-paced. So as you can see, it is a 5500 XT card, a more budget-friendly card, but it actually can perform pretty well at its resolution. It's intended for 1920 by 1080, and we played it at that. Some games very high, some games high, some games ultra, but you saw it worked great. The GPU itself didn't heat up too much, and the edge temperature, which actually should be much higher, did pretty well. Let me show you real quick inside the system again. All right, so this is just with the side panel on. Let me go ahead and take that side panel off. All right, so we can see here the card, even though it is kind of blocked by these tubes here. She does look great there. She does require, again, an 8-pin PCIe cable. And even though they are still right now, while the GPU is in use and gets hot, those fans turn on, keeping the card nice and cool. Now, you definitely want good cooling in the system. Now, this does provide some good CPU cooling, but of course it would be better if there were some front fans here, or at least a push-pull configuration on the liquid cooling unit to provide better cooling for the video card. But as you saw, it ran pretty well. So let me know down in the comments below what you think about the gameplay, the performance of the card, maybe something I should have done a little bit different, or maybe a game you would have recommended I would have played. I'd definitely love to know. I have more coming along that I will be reviewing, so I want to get your notes for the next one. All right, guys, Iggy out. See ya.